Okay, so I already know this is on. I already know that we on. I already know that we on. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, aka the Video Reactor, aka Hood Digital. I said it a little backwards today, but I'll always be the starving YouTuber. Today is Tuesday. Woke up. I'm a little bit amped up. I already had a meal. Let me tell you what I had. I had some quinoa, I had some herring, I had some avocado, and I had some black beans. And now got some little coffee that wifey brewed before she left to work. I woke up with a sprained ankle, couldn't go to the gym. But hey, we'll get to it next time. Today, I want to talk about finally getting back to my little reaction videos. I wanted to talk about, excuse me, I want to talk about jail. I've been in prison, not for long. I've been in jail as a knucklehead. I was in jail in and out, regular county jail, till I eventually went to prison, got deported, and here I am, 21 years later. But I was in prison 17 months. I was in Albert C. Wagner in New Jersey, aka Bordentown. Shout out to Bordentown, Gladiator School. In Jersey. Um, it was it wasn't really wild. I don't really got a lot of wild prison stories and none of that. But I was a knucklehead. And my point to all this is that I've been there. Haven't been there as much as a lot of people. I'm not gonna say that I was a wild man in the streets, but I was in the streets. I was in the streets when I came back here. I was in the streets, wilding out till I just said no more. And this story goes to all the young heads that are out there now, all these young gunslingers, all these young G's, all these gangs, all these gang bangers, blood, crip, whatever. If you out there, I ran into this. I ran into this video which I wanted to show you, and it has to do with the fact that these young kids need to know that if you're gonna be out there in the streets, you need to know about prison life because some of y'all think that y'all gonna be in the streets, y'all gonna be killers, y'all gonna be trapping, y'all gonna be robbing and mobbing, y'all gonna be doing all this kind of shit in the street, and y'all always gonna be doing it in the streets. And the fact of the matter is that if you want to be in the streets, you need to be ready for prison. You need to be ready for jail with what comes afterwards. See, that's one thing I could tell y'all that I always owned up. I always took responsibility. When I was hit with my little five flat, I took it as a man. You know why? Because I wasn't in the streets. When I was in the streets, I wasn't out there praying. I wasn't out there selling candy. I wasn't out there selling lemonade door to door. I was out there fucking up. Young knucklehead. Now, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. If I would have been preaching in church, if I would have been a little good old boy and I would end up in jail, I would have been crying like a little bitch because I wasn't doing anything. But I was in the streets. I was out there. So when you out there and you doing things, Don't cry. I hate it when I see these videos of these young guys and these young men, and sometimes old men, crying like bitches when the judge hits them up with a nickel, a dime, a quarter the rest of their lives. Hey man, you killed somebody. You was out there robbing. You was out there doing dirt. What do you expect? And I hate that. And I always hated when I was in jail. I always hated when there was people out there right next to me crying. Man, you was out there doing dirt. What did you expect? And it's crazy how these young kids and everybody in general, because sometimes you see old grown-ass men doing the same thing. You out there, man. You was out there. You was doing your thing. You was selling drugs. You was doing this. That's why real G's don't condone snitching. Because you're just doing it to get out of your situation. Now you want to snitch. Now you want to join the cops. Now you want to work with them. And to get out of your situation, you're going to try to throw somebody else under the rug. That's why it's not accepted, really. In my time, I don't know. A lot has changed. Right now is like snitching is accepted, I guess. You know, when I first started watching the first 48, I'm a big fan of the first 48 hours. But when I first started watching it, I hated it. I hated it because I used to say a bunch of snitches in that show. All you see is snitches. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that, man. But then I started getting to like it. And now it's like my favorite show. Now I'm looking for episodes everywhere on my Fire Stick and everywhere. Episodes that I haven't seen before, because I've seen, there's about 25 seasons. I think I've seen all of them, especially the one in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Shout out to Tulsa, Oklahoma, man. Them homicide detectives, the gangsters. But anyway, I'm going to show y'all this video. It's very short. I wanted to keep this short. I wanted to keep this very short.
It's an attack that lasted less than 1 minute. An inmate's body stuffed into a trash can, and now another Racine County inmate is charged with homicide. Our Bill Miston joining us live from the scene with exactly what investigators uncovered. Bill?
I'm the tech retard.
Joseph Lee was taken off life support on Sunday, just days after prosecutors say he was attacked by another inmate, Devontae Caraway, while the two were in the Racine County Jail. Caraway told investigators that Lee was being too loud and was going to talk about Caraway's personal business.
I forgot how to fix this sound.
On Sunday, Joseph Lee's family and their attorney demanded answers.
They deserve to know what happened, how it happened. If someone failed, mistakes happen. We understand that. But accountability is something that should not be isolated.
It was during the lunch hour on New Year's Eve. Prosecutors say that's when Caraway attacked Lee, shortly after they exited a cell together. When Caraway struck Lee in the left side of the head with his right fist, so hard that Lee...
I might run into one of those commercials. But I'm going to do it this way, ladies and gentlemen. Please bear with me. Remember that I am the tech retard. I am the tech retard, ladies and gentlemen. So please bear with me. I am a student of the game. And I'm just barely learning. So let me bring it down a little bit here. I just wanted to show y'all this so y'all know this is, the whole video is regarding this right here. Okay, here we go.
It's an attack that lasted less than 1 minute. An inmate's body stuffed into a trash can, and now another Racine County inmate is charged with homicide. Our Bill Miston joining us live from Racine with exactly what investigators uncovered. Bill?
Joseph Lee was taken off life support on Sunday, just days after prosecutors say he was attacked by another inmate, Devontae Caraway, while the two were in the Racine County Jail. Caraway told investigators that Lee was being too loud and was going to talk about Caraway's personal business.
On Sunday, Joseph Lee's family and their attorney demanded answers.
They deserve.
Hey, man. Just so y'all know, man, all you young folks, young kids, 18 years old, sometimes I watch First 48 and you see they talk about, for example, Derek Lee or Carlos Lopez, 18 years old, has no criminal record. And his first criminal record, his first charge is about to be murder. That's crazy. That's real crazy. So for all y'all, once you get there, don't be talking nobody's personal business. That's a problem.
To know what happened, how it happened. If someone failed, mistakes happen. We understand that. But accountability is something that should not be isolated.
It was during the lunch hour on New Year's Eve. Prosecutors say that's when Caraway attacked Lee, shortly after they exited a cell together. When Caraway struck Lee in the left side of the head with his right fist, so hard that Lee hit the back of his head against the jail cell door. Court filings say it was a beating that only lasted 47 seconds, with Caraway punching Lee in the face and trying to slam his body on the ground.
That was savage. That was real savage. I hope you guys heard that. I'm going to rewind it a little bit. Just so y'all know. I'm going to bring it back a little bit.
It was during the lunch hour on New Year's Eve. Prosecutors say that's when Caraway attacked Lee, shortly after they exited a cell together. When Caraway struck Lee in the left side of the head with his right fist, so hard that Lee hit the back of his head against the jail cell door. Court filings say it was a beating that only lasted 47 seconds.
47 seconds. Just goes to show you, when you're in the heat of the moment, you could do so much damage in so little time. 47 seconds. According to that, based on what I understood, he punched him. He hit his head on those bars. Those bars are solid metal. They don't give back for nothing. They're solid metal. You hit that bar with a good speed, and it's a wrap. You guys remember, I'm going to go a little bit off the subject here. My last video, I was talking about the N-word. And I said to myself that I wasn't going to use that word again. As a matter of fact, I had to redo this video. It was already like 3 minutes in, and I said that word. And I said I'm going to do it again. Because you guys need to understand, I've been using that. I'm almost 50 years old. I've been using that word my whole life, since my early teenage years. We're talking 80s. We're talking a long time. So I still have to outgrow out of it. But no excuses, because I'm working on it. I'm not going to use that word. But this is my point. You know how we adapted that word and we even use it now? Just to use it, just because it's a cool word, which is not. There's another word, savages. You guys remember that? You guys are savages. Bunch of savages. Even Spike Lee started calling his own people savages. And then we came up. From that, you got 21 Savage. And you got other rappers calling themselves savages. And that is the wrong mentality. The fact that we're accepting the branding. We're accepting it, and we should not accept it. We're accepting it so much that we coin ourselves that. It's like if somebody calls you, let's say, somebody calls you and your family butt heads, the butt heads. And they call you so much that you accept it and you start calling your little sister butthead, and your mother calls you butthead, and your sister calls you butthead. And you accept it. You just accept it because everybody just says it, and you just coin it for yourself. That's not right. That's not right. But anyway, before I go off the subject, my point is this: if you're in the street, be ready for jail. Expect jail. Be prepared for jail. Expect things that are going to happen in jail. Be prepared to defend yourselves against the things that happen in jail. Try not to expect the unexpected in jail. Try to expect the expected in jail when you go in jail. Because if you're in the streets doing dirt, you're going to end up in jail unless you end up in the grave. If you're lucky, you'll end up in jail. But let's continue to watch, because I went a little bit off the subject. Let's continue to watch.
With Caraway punching Lee in the face and trying to slam his body on the ground. So severe, Lee inhaled several of his gold teeth.
God damn, y'all heard that? I'm going to rewind that. Listen to this very close. This is crazy.
Several of his gold teeth. Surveillance captured the attack and what happened next. When court filings say Caraway picked Lee up by his jail uniform and dropped him headfirst into a 55-gallon garbage can. Lee struck the concrete floor headfirst.
Yo, that homeboy inhaled his teeth. Now, I got to rewind that one more time. Hold on a second. Hold on. He inhaled some of his gold teeth.
Him headfirst into a 55-gallon garbage can. Lee struck the concrete floor headfirst. Caraway then propped the garbage can and Lee's legs against the window. Filings say when an inmate tried to help Lee, Caraway scared him off. Filings say Caraway shook hands and joked with his cellmate as another the garbage can and
let me go back because they detailed
his jail uniform and dropped him headfirst into a 55-gallon garbage can. Lee struck the concrete floor headfirst. Caraway then propped the garbage can and Lee's legs against the window. Filings say when an inmate tried to help Lee, Caraway scared him off. Filings say Caraway shook hands and joked with his cellmate.
Then he was with his cellmate, giving him pounds and everything. Now, it's what I'm about to say. Many people might not agree with me, but the attacker, that's exactly what I'm talking about. He was ready for jail. He's creative with his violence, which is not right. But because what I mean is that the other guy should have been creative at least with his defense mechanism. That was probably one guy that you're a tough guy in the street because you shoot people, you stab people. In jail, there's no guns in jail, and not everybody has access to shanks in jail. In jail, you got to be prepared to throw these hands. You got to have a defense mechanism because it is survival of the fittest. Also, what I was going to say, now you got the family of the victim trying to find out what happened or what didn't happen. You got to understand, them COs in there, some of them COs in there are people from the streets. Some of them are even gang members. These are not real cops. These are just regular employees. Some of them, when I used to be in jail, there were cousins. There was people that there was related. There was a lot of people. Oh, that's my cousin. That's my brother. That's my uncle. Sergeant this, Lieutenant that. She's my aunt. So they're people that they're from the hood too, and some of them had the same mentality that Inmate do. So they'll let you get to work. They'll let you get work on. They'll let you get to work. They'll let you. They're not really there to protect you like that. They're not. I mean, unless you go and you say you want to be in PC, they'll go ahead and isolate you. But while you're in population, if they want to get to you, you're gonna get got. No question. No question. You're gonna get got. You better be ready to defend yourself. And even if you got boys on your side, got your little clique, you still got to defend yourself because ain't nobody going to want to be around you if you're not going to put some work in. If you're around five heads, your peoples from your hood, and six heads come through, what you going to do? You're just going to lay back because you have your other people, they have your back and they're going to fight for you? That's not going to happen. You got to throw down. Let's keep watching this video. Let's finish watching this video.
As another inmate cleaned up the blood on the floor. Filings say several inmates tried to stop Caraway, but were shoved away. And no inmates pushed the emergency button. More than 20 minutes went by until a correctional officer found Lee.
See, no inmates push the emergency button. Why? When you in jail, another thing you have to learn, besides not putting other people's business out there, is mind your business. Any of them inmates would have pushed the emergency button, they would have had to pack up and leave there. Pack up and leave because they were next. They were next. Don't you see somebody try to stop the fight and he scared them off? He was like, you better get out of here before you become the next victim. And that's exactly the way it works. That's the way it works. Either you go to PC, you go to protective custody, be by yourself. But if you're going to be in general population, you better be ready to defend yourself. Don't expect the COs to always come to your aid because that's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. If somebody want to whip your ass, they're going to whip your ass. If somebody want to shoot that fade with you, they're going to shoot that fade with you. Back in my days, they used to call it shoot the fair one. I guess now they just call it the fade. But anyway, let me finish watching this.
This family is concerned about is not so much about the attack that took place upon Joseph. It's about the actions of the correctional officer.
That was the victim.
Caraway remains in custody in the Racine County Jail. The Racine County Sheriff's Office said Caraway had been separated from other inmates since this attack. And Caraway is scheduled to make his first court appearance in the case next week. Reporting live in Racine, Bill Miston, Fox 6 News.
Hold on, because I got something else. I wanted to show you. Ladies and gentlemen, the technology retard is at work. The technology retard is at work. So please bear with me. Let's take a look. One moment. I feel like I'm working right now. When I'm with a customer, I said, please hold. Please bear with me. Please hold. Please bear with me. Please hold. Please bear with me. Okay, here we go. This is one I wanted to show y'all. This is the dude right here. This dude right here. This is the dude. This dude on this side. Y'all saw this is the victim. And this guy right here. Just so y'all know, because I wanted to see his face too. Because damn. He did him dirty. He did dude here dirty, man. He did him dirty. 46 seconds. Now that's what you call a savage. That's what you call street violence. There must have been a lot of anger. This boy got a lot of anger with him. That's why I tell you, and this is my whole point of this video. Guys, if you out there in the street, young guys especially, if you out there in the street, don't think that everything you're doing, it's not going to have consequences. And the consequences could be what happened to homeboy over here. What happened to dude here? He was cut out for the streets. He was probably doing his thing in the street. Who knows? But obviously he wasn't cut out for jail. There's no guns in jail. If you're a gunslinger, you a shooter in the street, you better be ready to shoot them knuckles when you in jail. You better learn how to throw them hands. You better learn how to really deal. At least educate yourself. At least sit down with people that have been in jail and have a plan of what you're going to do when you're in jail. And don't cry when they hit you. Whenever, before you do a crime, I believe every young man should investigate how much time, more or less, how much time am I going to get if I get caught committing this crime? If I shoot this dude, is it worth doing the rest of my life, spending the rest of my life in jail? And when you're 18 and when you're 20, life in jail is a long time. It's not as long time for you than it is for me. For me, it's a shorter time. I'm 50 already. There's a lot of stuff I did. I got more past than future. But when you're 20, 21, you barely have a past. Most of them don't have no kids. Most of them ain't even gotten pussy yet. And maybe been with probably one pussy, two pussies, I don't know. Some of them are even virgins. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I believe you guys should be prepared, man. At least educate yourself and know what comes after, what comes with the street life. And ask yourself, am I willing? Is this what I really want? And you know what's crazy? That some of these young guys, they know. Because most of them got fathers, uncles, big brothers. They have family members and they got friends. They got peers that they know what happens in jail. And they still want to go through it. It's like being hard and being gangster to them is so important. And think about it, is it that important? Is it really that important to be hard and be a gangster and putting all this, what you call work in the street, putting all this work? I'm putting in work. No, you're not. You're wasting your life. You're wasting your life. You're committing suicide. You're wasting time. You're throwing your life in the garbage. That's all you're doing. You're not putting in no work. At the end of the day, nobody's going to give a fuck when you in there and you in there for the rest of your life. Nobody's going to give a fuck. You're just another minority or just another man, because it happens to white people. This has nothing to do with race. But you're just another person, another kid that goes to the street, that goes to prison from the street. That's it. And in the U.S., you're just another paycheck. You're just a bigger paycheck for someone else. Those people that own prison now is in the stock market, I heard, and all this stuff. It's a business now. So you become a convenience. You become a profit to somebody else. That's modern day slavery for you at its best. At its best. So yeah, I wanted to do this video, man. I want to get a little serious. And guys, this is not about preaching or whatever. This is just something that I wanted to share. I seen this video, and I wanted to just base my opinion, share my experiences. I don't like to get into too much detail. But just be careful, guys, and just think about what you're doing. And think about if it's worth it. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe, hit the notification button, get with me. I'm still not getting any views. But, as I already said, I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep riding till the wheels fall off. Until next time, peace, y'all.